All right, stick around. In the next couple minutes, I'm gonna walk you guys through why Conversionly has a leg up on the other guys. Now, before I dive into the numbers, let me give you guys some context. Normally, when clients work with us, they fall into two categories. Category one is they have their lead generation figured out, but when they pick up their lead generation bucket, it seems to have a bunch of holes in it. A lot of those leads aren't turning to appointments and they just feel like there's something missing. There's more opportunity there. Number two is someone who doesn't have their lead generation figured out. They want help in dialing in that lead generation, but then also they want help in turning more of those leads into appointments, and that is where Conversionly really shines. Let's break down the numbers. Now, in every sales process, there are 4 steps. Number 1, generate the lead. Number 2, get that lead to turn into appointment. Number 3, get that appointment to show up. And number 4, close that deal. Now, let's head over to the calculator. So let's say you put $3,000 into ad spend. Now, normal KPI cost per lead that we want to see is anywhere under $30 cost per lead. Now, $3,000 in ad spend, $30 cost per lead, that's 100 leads. Now, we were on the call with someone very big in the marketing space, in the medium buying space, that have seen the back end of 4 campaigns like Tony Robbins, Dean Graziosi, Traffic and Funnels, a lot of names. If I drop them, you would know. And he said the average lead to booked appointment rate from all of the big guys are around 11 to 18%. Now let's just be conservative and put in 11% here. So 11% of 100 leads, that's 11 appointments. Now let's go to the show up rate. The same person that's seen the back end of all these big companies said that the average show up rate for those companies were around 50%. 50% of the time when someone booked an appointment, they showed up to a sales call. Not that great. However, let's plug in 50%. So that means from 11 appointments, you're meeting with 5.5 people. Now the KPI for close rate is 20%. So 20% close rate, that means you got 1.1 sale. And let's just say your revenue per sale is $3,000. You're selling a $3,000 service. So you'll see here 1.1 times 3,000 is $3,300. Now that is a whopping 110% ROI. Not that great considering you want to at least get $3 back when you put $1 in ad spend. So that's the other guys. Now let's talk about the process with Conversionly. Let's use the same $3,000 in ad spend, the same $30 cost per lead, KPI, the same 100 leads. Now the difference between Conversionly is our back-end system. We have a 3-layer process that turns leads into appointments at a significantly higher rate, 30 to 40% to be exact. So let's just be conservative and put in 30% booking rate. That means you're meeting with 30 people. 30 appointments are going to be booked on your calendar. Now, what we recommend is that you have at least a handful of qualification questions, either on an application through a funnel or through an appointment setter asking those qualification questions. Once that person is qualified, you're meeting with someone who wants what you have to sell and actually can afford your services. Now, what we find, there is a higher correlation with them showing up to the sales call. So instead of 50% show up rate, we're looking at a 70% show up rate or higher. Majority of our clients are around 75 to 85. So let's just be conservative again and plug in 70% show up rate. That means that you have 21 sales calls, 21 people that you have showed and you've actually pitched them. So let's have the same 20% close rate. At 20% close rate, you're closing 4.2 sales. At the same $3,000 per revenue for your service, that means you're closing 12,600, and that is a 420% ROI. That means when you put in $1, you're getting $4.20 back. And that's just the system part. If we were able to help you dial in your lead generation so you generate more leads for that same $3,000, you can imagine what that would do to the bottom line. Now, I'm not a genius and I'm not the best at math, but I do know 420% is better than 110%. A lot better. This isn't rocket science, guys. We've just split tested everything that you can think about under the sun when it comes from turning leads into appointments. That's why our company is called Conversionly, because we are conversion experts. If you keep the same amount of ad spend and the same number of leads and you plug them through our system, you will generate more appointments, which means more conversations with your ideal prospects. And that's really all that you need. You just need more conversations, more at-bats, so you can hit more home runs. More home runs turns into more revenue turns into growth. And if you're in business, that's what you're looking for.